You to
He's with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clever D, the Combat G, and the Sports Professor.
Yo, what up? What up, friends? You know who it be. The dynamic duo, your favorite combat sports team, the man, the star of the show, Clever D, the Combat G. What is good, my brother? How are you today?
You know, I'm hanging out, got me from the green screen. I was hanging out with Ben Affleck earlier, but I had to leave because my stomach was messing up. He had brought some hot tamales from somewhere, but that's another question. That's another story for another day. But anyways, how we doing today?
You better hope they weren't no Diddy hot tamales.
Oh, wow. How did we get there? Jesus. Hey.
Well, the J-Lo connection. Anyway,
oh, yeah, okay.
I was trying. Salute to our brother Skywalker Boxing Media tuning in. Excuse me.
My man Tim. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, salute my brother. And shout out to Country Box as well. Next week, the 19th, they will have a new Country Box at the Troubadour Theater. I will be there. Tim's cousin, I believe. I believe Tim's cousin is going to be fighting at that one. So shout out Skywalker. Y'all make sure you're tapping with him and make sure you're subscribed with us. Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. You see it on the sign in the background. You see it all around you. You can scan that QR code up at the top over there, and that will take you to follow our Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube. That being said, I am the Sports Professor, and we are here to present our combat sports special for UFC 309, the huge card this weekend between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic. We've been waiting for this for a while. And then also the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight on Netflix from AT&T Stadium, amongst so much more boxing news that my brother has for you. Are you ready to get into this, my friend?
Let's get it rock and roll. I see my man Tim is already on top of things. Look at Albert McCall. He is, and we'll be fighting that Country Box. And see Bajo saying, "What's up, Bajo Juan?" Hey,
what up, brother?
I'm not gonna see what Bajo's cooking up. He's cooking up something good pretty soon. I'm gonna leave that at that. Y'all stay tuned with man Bajo. You might see him on the show pretty soon, also.
I hope so. I hope we can get him on here. I've been trying for a while, so you use your magic touch. You're usually able to get them on more than I am. I don't know why they don't listen.
So you never know.
Come on with me. No, what I do know is thank you all again for tuning in. We're happy to be here. As always, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, Oliver McCall, I'm going to try to get that interview with them. That's going to be exclusive.
Please do. Don't ask me why he started crying against Lennox Lewis, but that's another story.
Up. He was introduced at the last one because of being known for his Lennox Lewis fight. So that's what the announcer JT introduced him as. So he didn't seem to take too bad to it. So.
I respect
all right, cool.
Good rates.
Let us go ahead and get into this UFC 309 this weekend. Again, this is a card that we have been waiting for forever. I mean, this is Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. You're going to give a stat about Stipe and how long it's been that he's not only been waiting for this fight in particular, right? Because he's been on the shelf waiting for this fight after Jones got injured, but also how long it's been in general that he hasn't been fighting. So this is going to be going from the the world famous Madison Square Garden. So I mean, it's pretty much as big as it gets. We got some undercard matches that I know you wanted to touch on, specifically Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig and Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. So let's go ahead and start with that first one. Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig. Obviously, this is a matchup of two younger fighters. Bo Nickel is, they've been trying to hype him up as one of the next big things. And Paul Craig has been around a lot longer, but it's gonna be intriguing, the test that Nickel is going to have in his fight against Paul Craig. So what are your thoughts on this? Nickel is undefeated so far in his brief MMA career at 6-0. He finished Cody Brundridge, Val Woodburn, and Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett.
Who?
Bo
was like their heir apparent, highly touted college wrestler, won many championships in college. One of those guys went to wrestling, transitioned to MMA, so they're trying to get their homegrown talent. I would say he's not equivalent to a Patty Pimpleton. I always mess his name up. Patty the Batty, pause.
Patty Pimpleton. Yeah.
Basically, the next heir apparent of the next UFC stars. But going against Paul Craig's pretty dangerous because Paul Craig, he's a submission and grappling specialist. Okay, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago when he fought Jamil Hill, who was an ex-champion. When he broke his arm, it was nasty. It was when he broke his arm in an arm bar. It was hanging like a noodle. It reminded me of me leaving some of y'all's mom's house after I was done doing what I had to do.
Whoa!
It was just so disgusting. But Paul Craig is no joke. But you look at Paul Craig, he's what, 2-fight losing streak. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. This is really just a test and put Bo Nickel on the map to show everybody he can actually fight, and he's fighting a legit fighter. So with this, I doubt Bo's gonna wrestle him and take him down. He's been using stand-up lately, so we don't even need a club banger for this. I got Bo Nickel taking him out of there.
I was gonna,
yeah. We can do it.
I figured we probably did need one anyways. But hey, I misspoke. Obviously, Bo Nickel is the young prospect. Paul Craig has been around a while, so he's the gatekeeper. So yeah, I misspoke there. Thank you for clarifying that for our audience. But yeah, there's obviously they're putting him in Bo Nickel's way to be a tough test, but they expect him to pass because they wouldn't be putting someone in front of him to lose his undefeated record. That's not how Dana White does business. By the way, I forgot to tell you, make sure you went live on Instagram. So go back to your Instagram tab and hit that go live button. All right. Everybody else, thank y'all again for tuning in. We're going to move into this next fight of UFC 309, and Clubber D was chomping at the bit, both could work, because he really wanted to talk about this co-main event between two just dogs in the ring. You're going to have him, this is after 3+ years off, for the vacant UFC lightweight title. Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler will run it back to see, obviously, who is in that top of the class of the 155-pound weight class. Oliveira competing for the first time since his split decision loss at UFC 300. While Chandler, we've known the saga with Chandler, right? He was waiting for the Conor McGregor match all along. I know. So him and Stipe, they've both just been waiting for these matchups. This is going to be a barn burner. What are your thoughts on this super co-main event?
Man, first and foremost, Chandler reminds me of that dude who's been trying to get that girl for the longest. He's been writing all the simp like messages. I mean, on her posts, she'll post a picture of her working out. Oh, sweetheart, you look good. He's been doing all these caping things for the last 2 years to fight Conor McGregor. Did a show and didn't even get to fight the man. The only thing he got out of it was a show and get mushed on the show. That was it. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for the man. And the thing about him, he's 38 years old. He's getting up there. He's almost at the age of sit your ass down, which we'll talk about somebody else later. He's almost at the age of sit your ass down, but he's with Chandler, for out of 2.5, maybe 3 rounds, you're gonna get a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come at you. He's a wrestler by nature, but they call him Iron Mike because he can throw them things. Okay. So the first fight when he fought Charles Oliveira, he had him rocked, but he kind of gassed and got choked out in the second round. So and you look at Oliveira, this guy's been in the UFC forever. He's only 35 years old. He's had 22 UFC fights. I mean, he's only first.
Wow.
All his losses have come in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, he has 22 UFC wins. He's been in UFC forever. And the thing with him, he got the belt, defended it, and then lost it when he fought Justin Gaethje on the scale. He came in overweight, but still won the fight. And then obviously we know he lost to Islam. So this fight to me is just like the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson undercard, where Serrano and Kay Taylor is going to steal the show. This fight is going to steal the show on this UFC card. Chandler, I mean, he's been in UFC for 5 fights. He's got 2 wins out of the 3. With him being out for 24 months, you go ahead.
Speak to him now. Speak to him now.
Him being out.
Clubs bangers. Clubs bangers.
There you go.
I see him still winning. First round knockout. I'm going with Michael Chandler. You heard it here first. Take that, Jake, my man.
With 24 months off, and wow. I mean, I know UFC 300 was a long time ago too. That was like back in April or March or something, but 2 years is a long time. And like you said, he was caping, he was feeling some sort of way, shout out Canteen, for that Conor McGregor fight that never came to fruition. I mean, wow. Yeah, that is a hot take, Amul, but I mean, I trust Clubber D's. Oh, by the way, y'all, if y'all didn't see it, Clubber D was 4-0 last card. So if you like that, make sure you hit this like button right now while you're here. Send this stream out so others can get great betting advice from the master himself.
To Poppy Tune Yale. Heavy on the poppy, light on the Yale. My man.
Heavy. I like that. I like the heavy on the poppy, light on the Yale. I like that. Salute to all boxing brothers. And yeah, I mean, hey, that's all of us once we pass the age of 40. So I know
we'll get to somebody. Only reason I'm doing this because, I see little signals in certain fighters when Chandler said that it's possible he'll get a title shot if he wins, or the winner of this will get a title shot. He's at the end. He's
insider
at the end of his
information.
line. Yeah, he's at the end of his line right now. He's 38 years old. He's been on the show for 2 years. He has no choice but to win this fight. He has no choice. And he's going to leave it. I think he's going to leave it all in the ring. He's one of those type of fighters that will do that. Oliveira, he lost a controversial fight. His last fight was when I was down there with you in Nashville, when we were at I don't know what the place was called. What's it called? Draft Day or something like that.
Almost Friday. Oh, DraftKings, you mean?
Whatever bar we were at.
I think we're at Almost Friday. Yeah,
that's Friday's cousin because they couldn't steal the name. But we were there, and that was the same day as when Gaethje got knocked out by Max Holloway. But he should have won that fight, but he lost. I feel like it's gonna be Michael Chandler. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got Michael Chandler. I'm a big Michael Chandler fan since his days of Bellator with his wars with Eddie Alvarez. Check those out.
I have not been properly using our sound effects, and I need to start getting them incorporated more. That's what you get right here.
Got it.
2010 all over again.
Yes, I got the old school sound effects. That's great. Oh man. All right. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed at Ballin' Buds, BALLANDBUDS on YouTube, and follow at Instagram. Again, you could just do that QR code up there in the corner above Clubber D, and that will take you right to everything. So moving into our main event of UFC 309. Again, one of the biggest fights that we've had in a while, one of the most anticipated fights in a while. Obviously, yeah, right. Obviously, like you said, we've been waiting a long time for this fight, and people that watch this show know how you feel about John Jones. You feel that he is the greatest MMA fighter, or up there. Sorry, let me not presuppose that for you. He up there, but there's an asterisk because you're not happy with things that happened outside of the ring, including failed tests and other controversies. So yeah, let me make sure I premise that correctly for you. But he did get the heavyweight title very quickly, beating over Cyril Gane, right, at UFC 285 to add his name to the list of, of legends who have won in multiple weight classes. But then he suffered a torn pectoral muscle in the run up to the fight, which has led to this later year postponement. The only heavyweight rather, to successfully defend the title 3 times, Miocic, is looking to add his name to the history books as just the second man to claim the belt 3 times. So, what are your thoughts on this huge main event?
Just quick backstory on Jon Jones. You see, he's 37 years old, 27-0, 10 KOs. We all know about his issues where he's failed 2 drug tests and had the belt stripped twice, and then had the belt stripped a 3rd time for I forgot what he did against Daniel Cormier. But he's set the record for the most. He's tied with the most UFC title defenses at 11. Should be more, but he had the belt stripped. Jon Jones is one of my favorite fighters of all time. But again, if you get caught using steroids or whatever, you're going to get asked by your name. I don't care who you are. He had some questionable fights that I thought he lost, but they still gave it to him. So he's like, when my Niners play the Chiefs, we'll always lose to them. So I can't bet against Jon Jones. Newsflash. So he always finds a way to win. And Ariel Helwani reported that they changed. They're not using the new gloves that they issued back in June, which curves your hand. They're using the old school gloves, and we know what Jon Jones likes to do to people all the time.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And they're using the
Okay.
old school gloves, which is kind of suspect to me. All right, because he's not going to need that against Stipe. He's not going to need that. Jon Jones, he hasn't fought in what? This is going to be the first time. I actually wrote this down because this stat was wild. They said this is the first time in the most days gone without defending the title. He's about to do that. Okay, he hasn't defended the title, I guess, the most days. He's fighting somebody who sat out the most days inactive, fighting for a title, which makes no sense. The last time we saw Stipe 44 months ago, Francis Ngannou knocked the race off his face. He went from Croatian American to
4 months.
I thought he was Guatemalan or something like that. He knocked his race off. He forgot where he's from. Okay, he got out the ring like, what's Pasa? What's going on? Like, if y'all seen that uppercut that Ngannou gave Stipe, he did the same and the funky chicken at the same time. I've never seen someone get hit like that. But that's the last time we saw Stipe. Yes, I understand four title defenses as a heavyweight. He is the GOAT, so to say, at heavyweight. But if you have not done anything in 44 months, how do you get to skip the line and fight Jon Jones? Nobody wants this fight. Nobody cares about this fight. Nobody wants to see this fight, but I'm still going to tune in. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Wait a second. There are a lot of people that want to see the fight. Now, if it's going to be as good as it previously may have been, or if as many people want to watch it, maybe not. But there's still a lot of people that want to see this fight.
Man, don't want to see this fight, but people hold on to nostalgia. It's like when you see, I'm not going to say that guy. Let's say Shawn Michaels go to the WrestleMania. You want to see sweet chin music, okay? But knowing dang old well, if he lifts that leg up, that hamstring is gone.
I forgot.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot my knee.
Exactly. We all want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin. We all want, just like when everybody wanted to see Mike Tyson fight Roy Jones, and that fight was dog shit. Okay, so. And we all want to see this for nostalgia purposes. I get it. But in reality, sit your old ass down. Stipe, you're 42 years old. You haven't fought in 44 months. You need to relax, okay? Jon Jones is going to do what he always does. He's going to take you down. He's going to ground and pound you. I don't think he's going to submit him. I think it's going to be 5 rounds of ground and pound, and you might not last till 4. So do we need a club banger for this? Because I already said I'm not betting against Jon Jones. Wait, cue it up. Cue it up, Omar. Cue it up.
Bangers. Clubs, bangers.
4-round, ref stoppage, ass whooping. Jon Jones can get him up out of there. You're 42 years old. You're my age, all right? Sit your old ass down, okay? Sit down. Come on.
Wow.
Right next to me on the bench. Sit, watch it from afar, okay? You don't need to be up in there, Stipe. Love you like a play cousin. You have great fights when you won the belt against Verdum in Brazil, in his hometown, his home country, and you're waving at the fans. Great fighter since then, but you need to relax. You need to relax. Jon Jones is going to mop the floor with you because he's not going to stand up. Jon Jones is going to take you down.
Yeah,
you can't. I don't think you can stop his takedown. Jon Jones is up there.
Yeah,
and the gloves too. And the gloves.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be. You know, it's going to be one of these type things in the eye. We all know how John Jones does. Plus the oblique kick that Rampage can't even walk straight because of that kick, which should be illegal. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I agree with you completely. I don't see a way that, I mean, hey, thank you for your service as a fireman and all those other things you do, but man, you've been out of the ring way too long. And to come back against one of the greatest to do it, not just some like warm-up fight first or some bum, and just to come back against one of the greatest to do it, I don't care if he does have a torn pectoral muscle. I don't see no damn way at all. Now, we got a couple comments here, obviously, so let's go through these first of all.
Sure.
So Amul has a question. If your belt gets stripped due to infractions, how many times is Jones able to compete for the heavyweight title? And I think I know what your answer is going to be on this. So essentially, essentially, why does he keep getting title fights if he's doing all these infractions that should be, stripping him of his chances? Essentially, is what.
Oh, because he's John Jones. Because if he was Jones John, he'd be out at the UFC. If he was Jones John, he'd be out the UFC. If Conor McGregor was McGregor Conor, he wouldn't still be in the UFC of all these sexual assault charges and punching old men at the bar. Okay, it's like Ronda Rousey. She get there. Those type of people can do whatever and still get fights because people want to see them. They put butts in seats. Okay, if it was Ronda, wouldn't nobody care. But that's how it works. It's like that.
It's obviously Dana White. I mean, it was a tongue twister. Dana White clearly has his fighters that he knows is going to make the money for him, so he's going to try to put them in there every single time. Flo, when you come to this program that Clubber D always has the fire takes. He is the master of combat sports. By the way, y'all tune into The Bottom Line Sports. Join the Facebook group at The Bottom Line Sports. Amul says, will he guarantee like Charles Barkley does? And then followed that up when he heard it. The club banger is Clubber D's show guarantee. So if y'all are new to the program,
anything like the greatest undersized power forward of all time, sure. Charles Barkley,
Mr. Charles Barkley. Brandon, shout out. Thank you for tuning in. Says, what's good, fellas? Hey, my brother. Sorry I missed you out in Vegas. I wasn't able to make it, but I will see you back home soon. And then Amul has a couple Tyson questions, so we'll wait on that until we get to that. Cool. All right. And then now let us go ahead. I do want to get a couple clarifications from you though, because we didn't get your predictions for the first two. So did you have knockouts for those or submissions?
Oh, I think
what do you have for Bo?
Bo's gonna I think Bo and Chandler will both win by knockout.
Both by knockout. Okay, so and you have John Jones by knockout. So you have three knockouts.
And I'll do one caveat for Chandler fight. If he doesn't get him up out of there in the first round, he'll lose by submission. I don't care what round after, maybe second or third. If he does not win in that first round, he will lose by submission. Point blank, period. If you hear my dog snoring, I'm about to wake him up.
Oh, wait. Okay. So your only chance that you're giving him at all to win is to knock him out in the first round. Wow. Yep. Okay. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. And if so, y'all heard that when you're going to make it. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Chandler, he's one of those, he's a very intense, it's crazy because he comes from a wrestling background. He was on the same wrestling team at Mizzou with Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley, but he is he blows his wad paws very fast. You know what I'm saying? He's very compact, very muscular, and when that blood goes in, he gets tired and it's over with. Reminds me of some of those moms after 3 knob creeks.
3 knob creeks, and he be up the creek, and if you know what I mean. Anyways,
could be shit depending how I feel. What?
Ew! Wow!
That was
all right,
terrible.
my brother. Be good, Amul. I'm glad you missed that one. Jeez,
yeah.
Give us a laugh or a like on Facebook if you are enjoying the hilarity of this program. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. Okay, so then knockout for Michael Chandler in the first round, y'all. Or if you're gonna bet the other way and you're going to take Oliveira, then it's gonna be a submission in the second to fifth round. So make sure you remember that when you go to do your bets. All right, quick hitters for this. A couple that you wanted to do. Chris Weidman, the guy who viciously broke his leg, going up against Eric Anders. Who's your? I'm not going to do the club banger music. Who's your pick for this one?
Shout out to Chris Weidman for coming back after that gruesome breaking of the leg. I mean, his toe touched his thigh. It was gross. I mean, and it's poetic justice because the same thing happened to Anderson Silva in their second fight after he stopped Anderson Silva's reign. So I would say this is a fight for Chris Weidman. He's from, I think, I know he trains at Ray Longo and Matt Serra's gym. I don't know if he's from New York or Jersey, but he's from that area up there. So that's probably why I threw him on the card. And Eric Anders, I think Oklahoma or Alabama linebacker.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm going with the hometown. I'm going with Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman in this one. I got Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman with the victory after he has not shout out Josh. Thank you for tuning in. 86 Boxing.
Y'all better check them out. And the Tim and Tim show on Sundays.
Wow. So wait a second. So even after Chris Weidman has come back from that broken leg, even though that is so what's your pick? What's your round and submission, knockout?
Nah, I think
just give us knockout or submission.
I'll say submission. I'll go submission. Yeah, rear
instead
naked
of
choke.
Decision. Okay.
Rear naked choke. How about that?
All right. I'll write it down. Need to mark it. Don't worry about it. These are non-rounders. And then we got one of the OGs, Jim Miller versus Damon Jackson, my friend.
Jim Miller has been in the UFC back when I used to wear a wave cap. I mean, this guy has fought everybody, but has never, unfortunately, got to that next level. He set the record for most fights, I believe, in the UFC. Since the person he's fighting, I'm not too familiar with, I'm going to go with Jim Miller just because he's fighting, again, another person fighting, I think he's from Jersey. So he's fighting close to home. So he might have that hometown pizzazz with him, so to say. I don't know if pizzazz is the correct word, but I'm going with Jim Miller, even though he probably will lose. But we'll say Jim Miller. I want to be 5 for 5. Okay, we went 4 last time. We'll go 5 for 5 this time.
Hey, yeah. If y'all haven't been tuning in this year, and every year, but this year especially, Clubber D has been on point with his picks. So hopefully you are cashing in and making money off of that. And you are. Make sure you break us off a little bit. You know, hey,
give me some. Dates with your mamas ain't cheap. All right, y'all better give me some money. God dang it, shoot. Give me how much it costs to go to bingo. Come on, man. Damn.
At least pay for our live streaming or something.
Yeah, Jesus.
Anyways, that is good. Let me give us a little Ric Flair.
Jay Lethal.
That's great. I'm gonna start using those. I try to use those more pertinently in the future. Anyways, now we're moving on to the huge boxing match this weekend. Obviously, another one that we've been waiting on a while, right? This was supposed to happen before, but Mike Tyson, let's not lie. At one point, the baddest man in the world is what he was at one point.
Yeah.
But
sure was.
He is now 58 years old, and there will be a 31-year age gap between him and Jake Paul, 27, who is 10-1, but has fought mostly MMAers, tomato cans, things like that. But, I mean, Tyson's old. And he even got hurt in the workup to this fight. And I mean, even Amul asked, and we'll talk about this later, how does this boxing match even get sanctioned? Like, I know a lot of people are asking that. It will be 8 2-minute. Yeah, it will be 8 2-minute rounds. It is in Texas. 8 2-minute rounds, and they will use heavier 14-ounce gloves. Paul, who's younger, is the 210 favorite. So that's risking $210 to win 100 on your bet. Tyson is the 172 underdog, risk 100 for 172. So, my friend, what are your thoughts and your prediction for this? It's going to be watched a lot. It's going to be watched a lot.
You want to do this for Kay Taylor and Serrano?
Oh no, that's right. Yes, I apologize.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
I got ahead of my skis and forgot all about my Puerto Rican brethren. the Puerto Rican superstar, the superwoman, the vixen,
Making y'all wait.
Amanda
Making y'all wait.
Serrano. Yeah, now y'all waiting. So Serrano versus Katie Taylor. This is a rematch. Actually, no, this is the third time, isn't it? This is the it's not the okay. I thought it was their third time.
She beat her
Okay,
sister
so it's the
before,
rematch.
Cindy.
Okay. So it is the rematch, and so it's a heavily weighted on rematch. The last fight that they had was considered to be one of the best women fights of all time. It was also, remind me, I may be wrong about this, but if I remember correctly, it was the first women's fight that had 12 rounds of 3 minutes. Was that correct? Or 10 rounds of 3 minutes? Or has that not happened yet? Am I imagining that?
Serrano did that with Daniela Ramos in Orlando this year.
Okay.
Or last year.
Thank
they
you.
did 3-minute rounds, but the WBC wouldn't sanction it as if women can't fight for 3 rounds, which is stupid. But whatever.
Stupid, right? Okay. All right. Well, anyways, you know who I got in this, my girl Amanda. If I could roll my R's better, I would. You could probably roll your R's better than I can. What are your thoughts on this fight, and who's your prediction?
These are probably, if these were two male fighters, this is probably the most decorated fighters of all time fighting each other. Okay, you got Katie Taylor, Olympian gold medalist. She's won 18 gold medals from boxing tournaments.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying, before she went pro. She is 38 years old, which is okay. She's 23-1, a multiple division champion. She has all the belts at lightweight. She is the woman.
Damn,
I would say the man, but she is the woman. When she fought Amanda Serrano in Madison Square Garden, they headlined that show, okay, and sold it out and had one of the fights of the year. Okay, one of the best women fights of all time, one of the best fights of all time. Only other women fight I could think that was close to this, it was Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. That was an amazing fight also. So I don't want this whole man, girl, whatever. They can fight, okay? Point blank, period. Katie Taylor, she beat Serrano, and she's also beat her older sister, Cindy. And one nugget about Cindy and Amanda Serrano, they're the only sisters to have major belts at the same time, major sanctioned belts, two sisters to hold belts at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Okay,
anyways,
nice.
Yeah, pretty nice little nugget. And also, this fight here will be the highest purse by any female fighters ever. Okay, I'm not sure how many millions they're getting from this fight, but it's the highest women fighter will be paid, which is amazing for the sport. It's phenomenal. Okay, this rematch was supposed to happen in Dublin, and Katie Taylor's first fight as a pro back home in Ireland. But I think, I don't know if it was her or Amanda Serrano got injured. Which one two got injured? But she had fought Chantel Cameron, who beat Katie Taylor, and then 6.1. There you go, Josh. Comments. So he she fought Cameron. Cameron beat her, and then Katie Taylor avenged her loss in Dublin again and won. In the meantime, with Serrano, she won. She was the first ever to go 3 minutes per round against Miss Ramos, who I mentioned earlier. Amanda Serrano fighting out of Carolina. Is it Catalina, Puerto Rico? Catalina, Puerto Rico. I actually been there. It's right next to, not too far from Humacao. I've been there also.
There you go. You pronounced that one like a champ. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
Well, back in the day, I was in Coquito drinking contest. I messed up everybody on the island. They don't want to see me. They don't want to see me. Huh? I got 4 or 5. Rose Perez got to call me the other day, which I changed my number. She called too much. But anyways, the thing about Amanda Serrano, which I like, not only is she a 4-division champion. Okay, I had to write this stuff down, so I'm looking down. 4-division champion. 2-0-1 at MMA, and both her wins were by submission, not knockout. You would think, because she's a boxer, and she is 4-0 in grappling. Okay, she's done grappling submission, submission grappling contests. I'm sorry, she's 5-0 in that. So she's a well-rounded fighter. Okay, so I know she talks about fighting into PFL, which Jake Paul's a part owner of later on. I think she can do well in MMA as well as boxing. She's already done it all in boxing. She's 47-2 in boxing with 31 KOs. All right, she is the real deal. That is her nickname. She is the real deal. Amanda Serrano. Boy, look at I wrote that R. Boy, I tell you, man.
Yes. That was beautiful.
That's a few that sit on my face. I had to roll anyways, but that's another story. But anyway, so with this fight with Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano, this is the rematch of the barn burner. Get it ready, Omar. Get it ready.
Gloves, bangers. clubs, bangers.
Amanda Serrano. Okay, I ain't rolling at that time. She's gonna get the dub. The last fight, she gassed out kind of early, and Kay Taylor came out. She had her rocked in the early rounds. I'll go to Amanda Serrano this time. She is gonna win.
You see the Puerto Rican
what? Good, yeah. Wepa. You know what I'm saying?
Wepa, you see the Puerto Rican flag. Let's go.
Yeah, represent. God dang it. Yeah, I'm going with Amanda Serrano. Okay, and she's gonna knock her out in the 8th round.
Knockout in the 8th round for Amanda Serrano.
Got Amanda Serrano right there. I said it.
Make sure you write that down. I need to write that down. I was going to get up to get my Puerto Rico hat, but then I realized, there's one right here. But then I realized I had no pants on, and that probably would have been a good idea. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Hey, yo, I got. I mean, I'm in some draws, but we're rolling. We're good. Thank you all for tuning. I'm just joking. I got shorts on.
Thank you. Pop out your pants.
Pod. Everybody hit that like button, please. That love button, that laugh button. Sound like a damn home decor picture. Live, laugh, love. Stupid. Anyways, make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. I already introduced the Tyson Paul fight. I don't really feel like doing that again. So I'm just going to say Mike Tyson is 58. Jake Paul is 27. And a lot of people are wondering, Clubber D, how do they allow this man, old ass man, to fight?
You know, I was at Tyson's last official fight in DC when he fought Kevin McBride. Me and Peach, shout out to Shane Peach, the Redskins insider. We went to that fight. I'm sorry. We were sitting up in the Raptors. We were up there with Sting. We were up there, cheap seats. I was halfway at the monument. How cheap my seat was. I was way up on the monument, had binoculars looking down. Out the way. I was way up on the monument, looking down on the fight. I was angry at that fight because it was a waste. I think he didn't get off the stool in the 6th round. The fight before that, he got knocked out by Danny Williams, so he lost to an Irish man, then he lost to a British man prior, Danny Williams. If you look at Danny Williams, he looked like the landlord from Coming to America. If you look at the dude who Eddie Murphy or Arsenio Hall, the landlord gave him that crappy apartment. That's what the dude looked like. That's who he lost to. Okay. Now, yes, he fought Roy Jones back in the height of the pandemic, and we all nostalgia. Oh yeah, it was great. But I watched that fight again in that small ass ring, and I'm sorry that fight was not maybe to my standards of what I remember Mike Tyson and Roy Jones of. It wasn't that good. And when I thought, look at that, I dove deep in that. I was like, who are the judges? Here's a draw. Bad Chad Dawson, Christy Martin, and Vinny Pazienza. Vinny Paz were the judges. How did they get those judges? Respected them. Respected those. Weird. It's a
motley crew of judges.
Yeah, I didn't even realize at the time those were the judges. But shout out to them, especially Christy Martin.
My girl Christy Martin, Country Box. Yes, I love her.
But let's talk about Jake Paul for not Mike Tyson. We all know. Okay, hey, was he what 50 and 6 with No, I'm saying his record, 50 and 6 with 44 knockouts. I remember we were on an aircraft carrier. It was when Lennox Lewis, when he fought Lennox Lewis, we were overseas watching that. We were all sites watching that fight. I knew Lennox Lewis whooped his ass. But Jake Paul, okay, he is taking boxing serious. I give him credit. But from Ben Askren to Nate Robinson to Nate Diaz to Spider Silva to Tyron Woodley twice to Mike Perry, none of these fighters can fight. None of these guys.
Bunch of tomato cans,
and they're all smaller. He's the big dude. Okay.
Pause.
Jake Paul's. He's a big guy. Yeah, that was
Jake Paul's.
Yeah,
Jake Paul's.
He's got some Paul's. He got some size on him, if applicable. But anyways, he's bigger than Mike Tyson's size. What? God, dog. I'm just running up.
Yes,
this is a Paul's alley right here.
Keep going. No, keep going.
I'm Peter North. I'm care. I'm old. But Jake Paul, was he 11-1? He lost to Tyson Fury's brother. I forgot his name. It'll come to me later.
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury. He lost to him. 11-1. Hasn't really fought nobody. MMA fighters, they box totally different. So what do you say? You guys think Tyson fights?
Do you think Tyson is a complete sham, or do you think he can actually do damage? Do you think Tyson
we'll get to that in a second, Bajo. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So here's the thing. If this fight goes past 3 rounds, Jake Paul's going to win. Point blank period, he's going to win. He's going to win. It's just I don't see it. People get sized for these little 30-second, 15-second sparring clips of Mike Tyson doing something. That's 10 seconds of footage that they're speeding. Like, y'all need to look at this stuff realistically. Is a 58-year-old man going to be able to go 8 2-minute rounds?
Right.
27-year-old. Jake Paul might have his track shoes on and just make him chase him the whole ring, around the ring.
Yep.
Or who knows? Could be something in his contract that says, "I'm not going to mess you up too bad." Who knows? It could be. You never know.
Oh, okay. So you think there could be some backroom dealing? Like, I'm not
could
gonna.
be. You never
okay.
Know. You never. I hope there isn't, but like.
But he's 58, so maybe you never know, right? Or
I don't. Who wants to see him get if Jake Paul knocks him out? I think people are going to mob the ring. They're going to just bum rush the ring, like it's going to be Riddick Bowe against Evander Holyfield with the fan guy coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like I think people just going to
remember that.
It's going to be Andrew Galata when he hit Riddick Bowe in Madison Square Garden with him and Nuss 8 times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just going to be crazy. So I just don't. If he knocks Tyson out, I think people are just gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I have a feeling if Tyson doesn't get him out of there in the first 2 or 3 rounds, it's over. Tyson ain't gonna win this. It's I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't care how many people try to say, "Oh, you didn't spike Tyson." Well, I don't care. You know that's Julius Erving over there. You think he's gonna beat Joel Embiid in a 1-on-1 right now? No. Okay, he's old. Okay, so let's calm that down. So not saying Joel Embiid and Jake Paul.
But you're saying, there's a chance, a la Dumb and Dumber style. You're saying there's a chance that Tyson could win this fight. So it has been asked a few times by Amul, by Bajo, by some others now. Do you believe that Tyson can actually knock him out? Like can in those first 2 rounds actually knock him out?
Yeah, he can. But I just don't see it happening. He's gonna. This is what I think the fight will be. It will be a bunch of. I don't know if you guys had good parents that gave y'all whoopings, but if you ever got a whooping on the couch and you just go up in a turtle shell, you know what I'm saying? When you're getting beat. So that's what I think Jake Paul's gonna do. He's just gonna turtle. He's gonna be in a shell the whole time for the first few rounds. He's gonna turtle up. I don't think Tyson will be able to get a clean shot. He's gonna work hard at getting a clean shot. Only thing that's for Tyson and his advantage is these 2-minute rounds. So he can catch Jake. He can catch Jake Paul, but it's really will he catch Jake Paul? How's his conditioning? I know he does a lot of DMT and outer body stuff and smokes a lot and does it, which is great for him. If that keeps him sane, keeps him mellow, more power to you. But that doesn't add an extra lung. Okay, so I just don't see at 58 years old fighting a 27-year-old. You know, if this was Jake Paul with no training, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't, dang dog, why my dog got to come in here and shake his head like I want him to do something? Get out of here.
Well, but we know that Bajo requested one, so we're going to give him one.
Bangers. Clubs bangers.
Speaking of getting beat, y'all remember back in the day, you ever got beat in your bed and you try to put your covers up like it's going to block something? You still get hit and it goes through the covers. I'm just,
Or when you run like me, if you ever ran under the bed, but then you still got whooped under the side of the like the bottom of the bed had like the whole. One time that happened to me in Bajo's house. I told rest in power to my beloved second mother Judith Malave. But we were in the house one time and I wanted to sleep over, and I asked Papo and I asked Judy. And she said, no. And I said, Papo has the power. And I put my fist up and my mom got pissed. She chased me up into Bajo's room in a baize room. And I jumped under the bed and she pulled me out from under the bed and started whooping my ass.
She gave you the scorpion, get over here. Like what?
Oh, I just snorted. I didn't mean to snort. I did it again. Sorry. That time I did. It's a work. Shane Peacher says, "Thank you for tuning in, brother."
It's some Bukaki mess, but yeah, it's trash, man. I'm not a fan of this fight. I'm still gonna watch it though, but it's. I would say if you're gonna watch this card, it's free on Netflix. Tune into the undercard. Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano. It's gonna be an amazing fight. Okay, these women know how to fight. I don't even like saying just watch because they're girls or whatever. No, these are fighters and they know what they're doing. And Mario Barros fights also. He's a WBC 147-pound champ. He's on the
Mario
undercard
Barros.
also. So check this card out, because one thing that Jake Paul does do, which I give him credit for, he likes to showcase women boxing and sometimes some up and comers. So he does really care about the sport and things like this. Oh, that's a funny story. Good job, Peach. Good job. That was Omar scratching the wall. But yeah, so check this card out. Netflix, you ain't got nothing else to do on Friday night besides stay in and tune into this fight. If you guys got something better to do, I doubt it.
And because obviously Amanda Serrano is a Boricua, she is Puerto Rican, I give a shout out to my Puerto Rican brother Conan from the Conan and Disco Keeping It 100 podcast. Unfortunately, he is dealing with some health issues, diverticulitis in general, in particular. So praying for you, brother, and I brought a little tribute for him.
Let me speak on this. Arriba la raza!
Oh, that was for you, Conan.
Conan.
Get well soon. Yep. Thank you, brother. Yep. Get well soon. Cool. And that was the Tyson Paul bout on Netflix this weekend. But again, the more important bout that Clubber D suggests that you check out is Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Should be an amazing women's fight. That being said, again, make sure. Yes.
If Tyson hits him, he's gonna knock the mayonnaise out of his hair. He's gonna knock all that mayonnaise right out of his hair if he hits him hard.
See that, but that's what I was thinking. Like and so when I asked you, and you really seemed very hesitant to like really accept that option, I kind of didn't say anything, because in my eyes, I think that if Tyson does come out full force, he could catch him with just that one shot, that just one heavy
like
hitter. You know what I mean?
Turtle shell. He's gonna come out shelled up. He got a bag. He tried to change the report card, got caught, and Daddy's coming home. He's gonna shell up, and just like that.
That's about what a mule says there. Paul's gonna go for a protein bowl, and Tyson will punch himself out. That's a pretty good one, a mule. All right, cool. Let's move into the other boxing news of the weekend. We have 3 fights of good boxers that we really want to talk about right now. So first of all, we're going to talk about Jaron Boots Ennis. Then we're going to talk about Jesse Bam Rodriguez, or whatever order you want. And finally, we're going to talk about
Let's do Bam first.
And then we'll talk about Keyshawn Davis as well. So let's start with Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And this weekend, he was actually on the undercard, right? He was in the co-main event for the same card of the Jaron Ennis fight. So he was in a battle with Pedro Guevara, and TKO'd him in the second round to retain his WBC junior bantamweight title. What are your thoughts on this excellent fighter?
I'll tell you what, I said this before. I said it when I was hanging out with a shout out to Skywalker and 86 Boxing. Papa Chunye, I was hanging out with them. We were chatting. I've said it here multiple times. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is in my top 10 pound for pound, hands down right now. Okay, this man, 24 years old. Okay, if he keeps going the way he's going, I don't know if he's going to stick around at was he at flyweight, super flyweight, where he's at? One of those weight classes I can't.
Junior bantamweight.
Junior bantamweight. So if he sticks around, like I can see him maybe getting fighting Ramon Chocolito, what's his name? Gonzalez. If he fights him, that's more of like just a legacy fight, because he's taking out all the other big dogs like Estrada. He might fight Estrada again, but he's already changing of the guard has already happened. Okay. If he keeps moving up, if he goes to 122, okay, 118, 122, 126, that's a little big right now. It's getting big for britches. But if he keeps moving up, there are so many great fights I would love to see if he could make it to 122. Okay, we got the monster over there. We got even 126. We got somebody like Louis Neary. Somebody to just throw him out there, see what he does against him, to kind of scale what he would do against a monster, or even Stephen Fulton if he goes up to 126. Just so many.
Those are a lot of good fights. Yeah,
the way he's projecting, I think he's gonna be one of the top he'll be top 5 pretty soon. Once more eyes are getting on these lower divisions, because the monster's already putting eyes on that lower division. And the way Jesse Bam Rodriguez is fighting, the man's excited. What he did to Sonny Edwards, I mean, Jesus, he broke his orbital socket. No one's ever done that to the You know what? Yeah, I mean, I did that back in the day when I was playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know, I was playing I think it was Don Flamingo. He assessed punched him, broke his jaw. But that's how the story.
Flamingo.
Yeah.
That is great. I was just playing that the other day. I went to an arcade when Bruce was here in town. We went to one of those adult arcades, and they had the Punch Out. I played it. It was great. Brought back so many memories.
I heard you caught the rose that Don Flamingo threw out in the crowd. I heard you caught that. I smelled it.
Stupid. Thank you so much. Anyways, moving on. Catch a rose. Jerron, I can't with you. Jerron Ennis defeated. I'm not even going to try his name. I don't.
Karen. It's called Karen Church. Yeah, it's Church. Okay. It's
unanimous decision to retain his IBF welterweight title. What are your thoughts?
This one is weird because Boots likes to do a lot of that show, like the Roy Jones style-esque of fighting, until he fights somebody that's serious, and he's very conventional. With this fight, Karen was catching Boots with a lot of punches. I mean, he was clocking him. If he had any type of power, he would go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And his dad Bozy was telling him, get him up out of there. I was like, dude, give him better instructions in the corner. Like, don't just say get him out of there. Tell him how to get him up out of there. Okay. I would like if he gone to the body more. But he knocked him down. I think it was in the 4th or 3rd round. He did knock him down. He had him woozy a little bit, but Boots was just getting tagged. I mean, the fight to me was closer than a lot of people thought had it. I thought it was a lot closer. If Karen had any type of power, Boots would have been up out of there. He was catching him flush with a lot of his footwork, his feints. He was catching them. And at the end of the fight, Boots was saying basically, it's time to move up to 154. We all know he wants to fight Terrence Crawford, but I doubt that's going to happen. I would love to see him at 154 if he does that matchroom versus Golden Boy, where they're pitting him against Virgil Ortiz, or Virgil Ortiz kind of ducked him at 147. And that's a fight I would love to see. But they're stupid. I would love to see that fight, but to me, this didn't really help Boots' stock per se, because his second fight, him fighting at home at Aberdeen, with the last fight, he looked okay. He didn't look bad, but this fight, he really didn't look that great. So maybe it's the pressure of fighting back at home. For young fighters that want to be great, you got to be able to fight at home and sell out the crowd and look good doing it. I'm still a big Boots fan. I think he's going to be a multi-division champion, but this fight just wasn't it for me. I didn't think he looked that good. It wasn't that very dominating where it should have been. This is a second time fighting. Maybe that's the case, or maybe just fighting at home. But he's saying maybe the weight cut got him, or something. But he just, if that's the case, and none of the other 147 fighters want to fight you, maybe Brian Norman, they can get that fight going on. But just move on up to 154, and go from there. That's my opinion.
No, I mean, you've been following him for a long time, obviously, both of these fighters, and you know them very well. And it just seems like they need a step up in competition in my eyes. Maybe just a little bit more of a tougher challenge from some of these fighters that they're put up against. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. The boxing scene right now, certain divisions, it's hard for fights to get made. You have some top fighters. I'll say it now. You have some top fighters that don't want to fight other top fighters. They're all about, hey man, I make money, look at me, but they don't really care about their legacy. And then you have fighters that are being held down by their promotion and don't want to speak up. And Boots was one of those fighters to where he was PBC, but he wasn't PBC. He was kind of his own little thing. And now that he has a belt, he tried to fight Mario Barrios. That didn't happen. He wanted to fight Sionis. That didn't happen. The Brian Norman fight was going back and forth, but eventually didn't happen. So that still might happen. But if he's going to look like this at 154, I mean at 147, he needs to move up. He definitely needs to move up.
Right. Okay. And then one other fight I did want to mention before we move into the Keyshawn Davis that I know you had a good story on. Another Boricua from Puerto Rico, Subriel Matias. And yes, I get it. It's probably another not so tough challenge as it was a KO in the second round. But junior welterweight, young fighter. We love him on the islands. What do you think about him?
He got exposed when he fought Leo Paro. He's another one of those PBC fighters that went across the street and didn't really look good when he fought Leo Paro in Puerto Rico. Subriel Matias, everybody he fought, he knocked out or they quit. That was the thing, and he also killed somebody here in
that's crazy.
Here at National Harbor at MGM. At a fight card, the dude ended up dying. So he was the boogeyman at 140. And then when he fought Liam Paro, I was like, oh, I've seen him before, but he wasn't, just got outclassed. So now he left Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and fought. So people were saying he fought at Gymnasium. I don't know where he fought at, but he fought in Puerto Rico and he won. Cool, knockout, but he needs to get himself back going. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can get it going, but you never know.
It wasn't Bayamon. I don't know what. It doesn't give an arena name, so probably some random gymnasium. But it wasn't Bayamon. I do have that information. And then, last but not least, let's go ahead and head into this huge fight that you wanted to talk about for a local, hometown cat of ours there in Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn Davis actually sold out the Norfolk Scope for 10,500 fans and ran a $1.5 million gate is the information that I received from you. He beat him in the second round KO, in the main event to move to 12-0 with 8 KOs. What do you say about this young fighter?
Okay, Keyshawn is only 24, 25 years old? He's a young cat, okay?
He's 26.
26, okay, 26 years old. When I met Lamont Roach at the fight at the prospects card up here at Rosecroft, okay, Lamont Roach Sr. Nice. I told him, I said, you can't go global if you're not local, okay? Keyshawn Davis and his brothers, they call him the businessman because his younger brother made his debut and won. His older brother won, who fought on the card, and he won. He comes out with the pride of the 757, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. The reason why I even watched boxing with his high school band bringing him. If you guys haven't seen that footage, I put it on my Instagram. But if you guys haven't seen that intro when he's walked to the ring with the high school band, a local high school band bringing him out, has a Norfolk jacket on, look like the Norfolk Tides colors. That's another team down there, Baltimore affiliates. He basically brought the whole 757 in one arena. I think they said it was 10,600 people, sell out crowd. Everybody was on his side. That is when you bring the local crowd into the mix and people love you, people cherish you, people want you to do well. Okay, that is bringing people from all colors and creeds together, rooting for one man, representing them. Okay, that man represented the whole 757. If I was down there, I probably would have done a backflip, but y'all wouldn't have saw me because I've been in the back. Anyways, but yeah, he fought Ricardo Lemos. That was the dude's name. Who's actually
Lemos, yeah, Lemos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot. It doesn't matter first name. Don't care. He came in overweight. Gustavo. I'm disrespecting him because he came in overweight. He was a damn near middleweight the day of the fight. Okay,
it's not like the guy from Breaking Bad, Gustavo.
Gustavo Fring. Shout out to him. But so he came in overweight, which is disrespectful. He's actually a good fighter. Okay, he fought Richard Hitchison, who's fighting Leo Paro for the belt, and that was a debatable fight. But Keyshawn did what you're supposed to do. Got him by there in the second round. Okay, like you mentioned earlier, 1.5 mil on the gate. So he is a proven person. He can sell out an arena. All right. So when he calls out Tank, what do you think Tank did? Tank said first he went quiet on Twitter, which is crazy because he always likes to talk shit when someone else is fighting. You know what I'm saying? That's his MO. But Tank was like, whoa, Tank's trainers were like, whoa, he needs to fight Andy Cruz, who's a he's a prospect. I mean, he's a two-time gold medalist. He beat Keyshawn in the Olympics to get gold, and Keyshawn got silver. When that fight was actually kind of debatable. He's beaten Keyshawn 4 times in amateurs, but amateur fighting and pro fighting is two different things. Okay, it's a point system. It's totally different. So who knows how that fight will be? Why are you deflecting when you should fight Keyshawn? If you don't want to fight Lamont Roach, where that fight is getting possibly moved to another date. Okay, because hopefully they make it up here in DC. But it's just all these fighters, these champions, they don't want to fight the up-and-comers. It's stupid. This is the reason why certain divisions are in a standstill. No one really cares. Okay, Tank's last fight, he beat I forgot dude's name. He knocked him out, and then now he's like, okay, I want to fight a champion. Tank, you're 30 years old. You're like a 30-year-old prospect. Okay, why don't you let Lomachenko? If that fight fell through, Lomachenko, he did the duck move. Okay, cool. Call out Barichek. Okay, call out who's the other 135-pounder? Shakur Stevenson. Call him out. Okay, instead of just going back and forth on Twitter. All right. So, but Shakur's probably gonna fight Zepeda pretty soon, because Zepeda's fighting Terrence Farmer on a Latino night in a Riyadh season on Saturday on DAZN, and that's kind of Zepeda's fight against a slick, code word for black fighter. This Saturday.
Frank Martin.
Frank Martin. There you go. Yeah, Frank Martin. Yeah. So Tank, Keyshawn's calling you out. Now the world's gonna put the pressure on you. I would love to see the Lamont Roach fight because he's a local fellow. You guys fighting the amateur twice. You got hopefully Lamont can shock the world, but there's not that much buzz on that fight. They might be moving that thing up to DC now. So
so now that you mentioned that, you mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, but I just want to follow up.
Go ahead.
So you mentioned that obviously there's a lot of contention between fighters and between, not wanting to cross the street, not wanting to lose your zero, not wanting to, lose your future prize money, all these different things, all these different reasons why fighters choose not to fight the best competition. Can any of that change with the 3 fighters that we just talked about? Can they start getting the major fights, or will they even keep themselves from that sort of progression?
Well, only way that happens if we, the fans, put the pressure on them instead of accepting it. Okay. The issue is we have a lot of gazers, swallowers, and guzzlers of certain, like the fan bases of a lot of these fighters are like that. They're too afraid to put the pressure on their fighters. Okay. They'll rather just like, oh no, yeah, well, it don't matter. He getting money. You ain't getting that money. Why you worried? Why don't you have, like, when I grew up, the best wanted to fight the best. Point blank period. I mean, they made money, but they still wanted to fight each other. All right. Exactly. Only time there was a duck move, which I lost a lot of respect for, but then I finally realized why he did it, was when Riddick Bowe put the belt in the trash can against Lennox Lewis. And I was like, why the hell would he do that? You know what I'm saying? But I realized it was a money thing. They were going to treat Lennox as the champion and treat him as, like, the up and coming fighter. But, I found that out years later. But, we want to see the best fight the best, and I don't care if you sign whatever $1 million deal with Amazon. I don't care. I'm not getting $1 out of that. I want to see you fight somebody. It's called boxing. It's not called look at my wallet. So the people that defend that stuff, they just as wrong. The issue with a lot of this stuff is me yapping, because I'm a nobody. Okay, I'm a cat. I'm not a casual, but I enjoy boxing. But with this, what we're doing with this podcast stuff and people on social media, the Commodores have the power as well as the people that know what the hell they're talking about. So there's a lot more Commodores that have a word when the word don't mean shit, but that's what everybody wants to listen to. Like that in every sport.
Yeah. And I disagree. I think I disagree with the first part of what you said, not the second part, because I think you are one of those people that many people should be listening to because of your knowledge of combat sports is so extensive. So with that being said, y'all better take that as a message and start fighting each other.
Black people suffer, victimized by the oppressive, harsh realities of the hood. I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves. In the mind.
Nasty.
Don't be a menace.
That's a
Don't
message.
be a menace.
That is a message. Oh, I had to. That brought me back. Oh, well. All right. Thank you, Amul. He says this generation is soft. I mean, your clubber is going to definitely agree with you on there. I already know that. I don't need to.
Yeah, a lot of people they like to people hide behind a keyboard and talk a lot of trash, or their morals are out of here. Like look at the two racists, Teofimo and Ryan. You got people defending them when they say racist and certain racist things, and they don't want to talk about that, and they kind of stray away from that stuff, and they still support them. How can you support somebody that talks about they want to be KKK and put their neck on George Floyd and then dig him up, do the same thing again? How can you support that? How do you support people like that? It's so it's such wild. It's wild. That's why I don't really get into much with those two type of fighters. I hope they both get their ass whooped pretty soon. But it is what it is. If you support them, suck a sausage. I don't care.
Hey, say it louder for the freaking people in the back. I was about to curse, but we're on a couple of channels, and I don't know if we can on those channels, so I'm not going to. But for the freaking people in the back that apparently aren't listening closely enough to what you're saying, that if you support people who are racist, then you have racial tendencies yourself, and you need to check yourself.
Yeah, a lot of I mean, there's a couple of boxing channels. Me and Tony Savant in one. This one guy's like the biggest Garcia fan. Brother's black too. Like, damn, how you, man? Jesus.
Right after everything.
What he said. How you, man?
I got a perfect one for that one. You're gonna love this one.
Here it is. My test results. Can you hear my heart beating? Oh, the white man science is amazing, ain't it? Oh no. This can't be.
Ominous music.
It says I'm 102% African with a 2% margin of error.
With a 2%.
Why, Lord? Why?
I love how they added the 2% margin of error, so that way there could be no.
I'm not being political, but in a couple of months there could be some Teal Thomas is doing the same thing. It's gonna be a couple, quite a few.
They already won the election for Donald Trump. He had that Latino vote, which is the majority of Latino vote that a Republican candidate has gotten in forever. So yeah, bunch of T.O. Thomases and Tomasinas out there that also need to check themselves. Probably the Cubans that were under the dictatorship of Fidel Castro and like that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? But yes, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And all of y'all, check yourself. If you haven't liked this stream, why not? All you got to do is hit that like button. There you go. I see another like coming. Hit the love button. Maybe a laugh. We got a bunch of people up in
I can't see none of that shit.
It's at the top of the screen right there.
I don't see it. Remember, I don't see that stuff. Remember, I don't see that.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can't see how many people are viewing the stream right now?
No.
Huh, okay, cool. Never mind. But anyways, make sure you are subscribed at Ball and Buds. Again, for all of our content, we are going to have a couple fan mailbag questions before we get out of here for the night. So the first fan mailbag question actually relates to someone you
Hold
were
on,
just
before
discussing.
My bad to cut you off, Omar.
You're good.
If I go on and see how many people we have subscribed to the Ball and Buzz on YouTube, if it goes up by at least 10 to 15, I will take a shot of V8 on here the next time we go around. So y'all got time to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I'm coming over to your mother's house and bring my CPAP machine. But go ahead, Omar.
I like that. No, that's a great idea. So you heard him. He said that if we have currently, I believe, 116 subscribers on YouTube. We're trying to get that number up. Maybe we're trying to up there. Oh, I
remember we had 20 back in the day.
Hey, so y'all make sure you go ahead and subscribe at YouTube. Help us out. If you subscribe and we get 10 subscribers, 20 subscribers before our next stream, which is in the next week or two, then Clubber D will drink a shot of V8 on here, which is completely disgusting. So go ahead and give us a thumbs up like that. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Amul. We're just trying to get paid and get a little famous for this. That's all. Just a little bit. Little bit of moolah. Moving into our fan mailbag, the first fan question again relates to someone you were just talking about, Teofimo Lopez. This comes from Gigante Mexicano from San Jose, California. Shout out. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. He says, right, the Gigante. He says, what are up with the Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney rumors?
So there were rumored to be whatever fighting, but Tio came out today. He's down in Miami. He's going to be hosting or commentating on a Guillermo Rigondeaux, great Cuban fighter, I guess he's fighting this weekend, and he said that no contract has been sent, so kind of nixed those plans. That's a fight that should have happened years ago, but Teal been running from that fade. They even offered 10 mil, the most he's ever made, and split that up, and he's turned that down. So I don't understand what he wants to do, who he wants to fight. He keeps on calling out Terrence Crawford by calling him a monkey and things of that nature. You're never going to fight Crawford. The last person you fought was a cab driver, and you look busted up when you fought him. Like Teofimo, like people talk about Devin Haney's pillow hands. When's the last time Teofimo knocked somebody out? So when's the last time he's looked good?
Not wrong.
So
not wrong.
I mean, Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo are kind of going back and forth. And you look what Keyshawn does. He puts 10,000, almost 11,000 people, sells out arena when Teofimo can only sell about 2,000 people in Miami. So where are you when it comes to this boxing stuff? Okay, you're kind of irrelevant. But a Devin Haney fight would have been good. You know what I'm saying? Devin needs a bounce back after that butt whooping he got from enhanced Ryan Garcia. But you know, is the fight gonna happen? Probably not. Hope so. We'll see. But TFP will say it's not gonna happen.
So as a follow-up to that, then what would be the next fight for the person we care more about because they have more potential, obviously? Devin Haney. What would he go to next?
I can see him getting the winner of Richard Hitchison and Leo Paro fight. They're fighting soon for that belt that Cyril Matias had lost to Liam Paro. I could probably see that, or other 140 pounders. There's Teofimo has the belt, or he could fight Ryo, who beat Pitbull. You know, that fight could be out there. But you know, I think he's PBC. I don't know if Devin's a free agent. He's his own promotion company, so that's a fight he could do. Or he could get his WBC belt back from Puella. I think that's his name, Puella. I might probably pronounce his name wrong, but who had beat Gary Anton. So he can try to get his WBC belt back. So it's he has options. I would just like to see him back in the ring. Okay, just get over the Ryan Garcia stuff. It is what it is.
Yeah,
you're not the first one to call him a cheater, because it's the reason why Tank called him, said he was on steroids. That's why he drained him and all that stuff. People try to forget that stuff, but you know, move forward. You know what I'm saying? You are, regardless of what he does, he's already in the record books, and he's gonna be a Hall of Famer in boxing. So it is what it is.
I definitely want to see him fight again, and I'd like to go with the last person you said, Cruella DeVille, and her 101 Dalmatians.
I said Cruella.
I know, what a horrible joke. I know, it was good though. I tried. All right, moving on to our next fan mailbag question. This comes from the Peruvian Paddington from the UK. It's great. Yeah, I know you're gonna laugh about that later, because remember, Paddington's from Peru. Anyways,
he is. You're right. Yeah.
If y'all didn't know that, check out that fun fact that Paddington the bear is actually from Peru, not the UK. Anyways, Canelo is rumored to possibly fight Chris Eubanks overseas in London. What are you hearing about this?
Yeah. So I think they're trying to do a Cinco de Mayo. Eubanks just fought on the last card overseas, that Rider season stuff. Eubanks, I mean, he's an interesting fighter. It's a fight that no one wants to see, no one cares about. His father was a great Chris Eubanks senior, and he was the thing with this fight is just no one cares what Canelo's going to do unless he's going to fight David Morrell or David Benavidez. And obviously that's not going to happen. So it's kind of like, why are you still fighting these people that we don't want you to fight? I would rather, even though he'll win, I'd rather be Terrence Crawford. Okay. Give the brother a chance. Okay. Give Terrence Crawford a chance of that, of greatness. You know, he 2 Hall of Famers fighting each other. Canelo really has never had to work for much in his boxing career. I don't care what anyone says. When you fight Canelo, you're fighting not only him, you're fighting the judges as well. If it's not Terrence Crawford or David Benavidez or David Morrell or even Arthur Beterbiev, I don't care who it is. That's just my personal opinion. But there's some smoke with this fire with these 2 guys fighting Cinco de Mayo around my birthday time of year. So I hope it doesn't happen, but I think it will.
Okay.
Because Conor Ben was trying to call out Chris Eubanks, came in the ring and all that stuff. Now he's kind of calmed down on that, calling Chris Eubanks out now that he's free to fight in the UK again and calling out other 147 pounders instead of Chris Eubanks, who's a higher weight class. So,
okay. Well, I mean, you usually have your ears to the streets on these sort of things, so we are going to take your word for it that we may see this fight in the future. But obviously, I think most of us would want to see, even though I know where you stand on who you think would win. But obviously, just for the no more than just the novelty fact, it would be cool to see Canelo versus Crawford. So let us know in the comments who you think should be next for Canelo, who you think should be next for Crawford or Haney. If you have an opinion on any of those, go ahead and throw it in the chat. Also, make sure you're subscribed at Ball and Buds. And if you're watching this later on the replay, throw it in the comments. Clubber D and I always respond to every comment that comes through. So also, if you want to throw your picks up there, your UFC or your Tyson Paul picks, do that too. We can start recording a little fan score sheet and see how people compete against Clubber D. That'd be kind of cool. But let's get into our...
I'd murk all y'all.
He would.
Everyone listening, I will beat y'all.
All right, let's get into the last fan mailbag question of the day before we get out of here. This is from your biggest fan, aka moi, with no pause. If Amanda Serrano were to win this fight against Katie Taylor this weekend, you put out a Puerto Rican top fighter short, which, by the way, it's only a minute. I want everybody to go to YouTube and watch it. It's really good. And the Mexican one has over 1,000 views. So people really like that one. Go check out the shorts on top Puerto Rican fighters ever, the top 5. Clubber D had Amanda Serrano as a honorable mention. Would she move into the top 5 with a win in this match?
100%. If she wins this fight, and if it's in a amazing fashion, I would definitely put her in the top 5 of top Puerto Rican fighters of all time. I mean, there's no way I can ignore, you know what I'm saying? Like, got to put her up there. You know what I'm saying? Got to throw her in there. So 100%, yeah, she'll be up in there. If she knocks Katie Taylor out, say in the first 4 rounds, and it's like ass whooping central. Like if she knocks the haggis or whatever shepherd's pie out of Katie Taylor, I don't know what they eat in Ireland, but if she knocks that out of her and put some seasoning on her, and Katie Taylor wakes up and says, "Where's the zone come from?" If she does that, oh my God, yeah, she's definitely up in there, definitely.
And Amanda, when you do, no, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, like, Katie Taylor, you hit her so hard, she might wake up. It's like, oh, she might have Goya in one hand and Bandia in the other hand. Sometimes zone, she's like, oh man, she might start seasoning her food. You never know. So I'm telling you, if that happens, yeah, she's definitely in top 5.
Damn, that is awesome. Yes, I didn't actually know your answer to that question, which makes it all better because you set up the tease for me as well. That is tremendous. Thank you so much for that great analysis. Do you have anything else on UFC, MMA, or boxing for the fans before we jet for the night?
They have a Riyadh season Latino night this Saturday on the Zone. I think it's overseas in Saudi. Only fight I would say, check out William Zepeda going against Terrence Farmer, because Zepeda should be fighting Shakur Stevenson next. I'm kind of eager to see how Zepeda looks against somebody slick, aka black fighter, so they like to say.
Right.
I think Gilberto's fighting Ramirez. He ain't that good anymore. But yeah, they got that on. It's a lot of, basically this weekend's very action packed with a lot of MMA. So starting Friday, tell your wives, your girlfriends, for your women, tell your husbands, your boyfriends, your side pieces that you're busy. You're watching boxing, okay? And if your wife or your mom goes out somewhere and they're watching boxing, it's most likely with me. So
if I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
Hey, Clubber D's left stroke been viral.
How do you know I'm left-handed? That's crazy.
Yep.
What?
I'm just hoping we don't get a strike for that. I just thought about that. Anyway, I just thought about that after I played it. But hey, it is what it is. We live with the consequences in life of our mistakes. And Lord knows that we all make them in life, myself included. So that being said, it is not a mistake that you all came out and watched us today, because again, We love to entertain you, and we love that you are entertained by us. So to stay entertained by us and to stay updated with our streams, make sure you're subscribed at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Tomorrow I will be on with my professors Semanalmente, the weekly show I do, news, sports, entertainment. So check that out at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then Clubber D and I will be on as well, either next week or the following week. We might just come on next week and do a review. I don't see why not. Might as well.
Yeah, why not?
So we'll probably end up doing that. And yeah, just stay up to date on the streams. Make sure you follow us on IG. Make sure you follow Clubber D's new TikTok account at clubber.d. He is throwing up some awesome TikTok videos. My friend, sign us off and let us get out of here.
Appreciate you all for listening in, watching. If you check it tomorrow, thank you for listening the day after or the week after or the month after. Again, if any of you guys think y'all can beat me in your picks, let me know. All right, we could wager. I could put $4, $5, $6 your mom's allowance that they give you, that she gives you. We can do all that. I don't care. But if you think you're better than me at picking these fights, let me know. Let us know. Put it in the comments or email us, Ball and Buds, Instagram. Hit us up, all right? Or you can hit me at clubber.d on TikTok, because I'll be doing dances with your moms too. I got her doing a one little cha-cha with the little CPAP machine on. I got twirling around with the hose, all that stuff. Okay? We out here.
Hey, mamacita. And also, by the way, the fan mailbag questions, you can send those to Clubber DBNB. That's Clubber DBNB at Gmail. That being said, y'all, let's get these last comments before we get out of here. We got a couple more. I know, Derek. It's the new internet. It's the new internet, baby. We doing it. We live in big time now. If I turn all the TVs off and I disconnect my phone from the internet, I get good enough clear service. So here we are. We'll stop laughing at us, okay? Anyways, y'all, we out. We love you. Subscribe to Ball and Buds. Peace.
He's with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat close. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clubber D, the Combat G, and the Sports Professor.